Down here, salt is a way of life.
Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt, and to an extent, the air is salt.
Hi, it's Zabo975 and welcome to the legacy version of the game, and today I've got some fun interactions for you. Meta Orange does this thing he calls Dolphin Patrol, and he has the most weird and wonderful interactions. Now, I've not brought you all the comments because when Meta's in a good mood and the people are nice, he provides them with a lot of help, a lot of hints and tips, instructions on things, advises them on engineering, advises them on all sorts of aspects of the game. But that's Meta Orange down to the T. He is the pirate dolphin, and when he's not pirating, he likes to have fun in his combat dolphin against anyone he has an excuse to attack. He calls this Dolphin Patrol, and as you can see, he's not fussy about taking on all sorts of targets. A lot of the time these guys probably need more engineering, but it's a dolphin after all. It has two small hardpoints, in which he has two small beam lasers with long range and thermal vent, and then he has, well, that's it, two small hardpoints. He also has a bucket load of chaff. He has chaff for days, so if you're a gimbal scrub like me, that is a real pain in the butt to hit because he's just got chaff for days. He's in silent running most of the time, just by virtue of how cool running the Dolphin is and how little those beam lasers have an impact. This guy, he had a nice interaction, nice fight, let him go. They had a nice interaction, everything was very friendly. Meta gave him some advice. They actually chatted for about 4 or 5 pages of this, but I've only brought you one page, and it was all fun, pleasant stuff. Now, obviously, from the opening clip that I chose to put at the start of this video that it's not going to remain that way, and we'll see. But the second interaction I'm bringing to you is also another very positive interaction. That's the thing. We're not looking to upset people, shock people, or make people really salty and angry a lot of the time. We're just going about what we do in the game, and people have reactions to that. Most of the time, the one thing that gets me the most salt is power play kills. You're blockading QBO, killing people coming in and out of QBO sort of thing. You tend to get quite a lot of salt. I even have people sending me, asking me why I attacked them even when I've sent them die imp die. So a lot of the time these people don't read the messages. I had one player tell me that CQC is the only PvP mode and open isn't for PvP. So, each to their own. I'm going to be bringing you that one in a fun video, so actually, spoilers for the future. But there's, you get all sorts of reactions from people, and Meta does get some fun reactions, and the Dolphin does surprisingly well in these fights. I mean, it is a bullet of a Dolphin. If it rams into you, it's pretty troublesome, and people are always surprised by how durable and stubborn the Dolphin is and how good it is. Like I say, these interactions are usually friendly, fun, in which Meta helps people out, talks about engineering, advises them that they could do with their ship engineering, etc. But the third guy I'm bringing to you, well, he's the reason I put that salt mine clip at the start, so time to say this.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Now say hello to the third person. Now I am bringing you their entire interaction sped up, or at least all of what Meta recorded. So he missed the introduction out, but he started attacking this Corvette, and Dolphin v Corvette. There should be a very one-sided fight. Obviously the fight goes on a long time, because two small beam lasers, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but probably single-digit damage per second. And even unengineered, the shields are going to be reasonably strong on that. So, he's going to be there a long time. So, he actually ends up dipping out to reload his chaff. And this guy ends up low waking on a Dolphin. Meta goes after him. They continue fighting again. And then a bounty hunter dropped in, because the guy that Meta's fighting is wanted. The guy shot the bounty hunter, and then police dropped in, and the bounty hunter and police were shooting this guy. He accused Meta of calling in help, which is totally not true, and it was just NPCs that he called on himself through being wanted and shooting a non-wanted NPC. But he gets very salty about this, and yeah, you'll see, he he does the most ridiculous thing you could possibly do on a dolphin. I mean, truly, it's bizarre. But as you can see, he's very much struggling to cope with the dolphin. He can't get it in his sights. He can't see it. He's probably not got a missive. He's really struggling with the dolphin just outmaneuver him and basically using chaff and cool running to stay away. Eventually, like I say, Meta had to dip out to go reload his chaff, and this guy decided at that point to disengage. But I can understand why this guy would have thought Meta had left, because obviously there's a ship in silent running that's gone out of range. But it's a bit odd to be calling Meta a coward and say you suck, like you needed backup, laughing my ass off, you're pathetic, and like, yeah. Meta's explaining he didn't run crimes. At no point does the guy shoot him and get crimes. And he's saying that he's laughing his ass off because Meta ran twice, whereas Meta's pointing out that he logged. So we got that to look forward to coming up. So yeah, as you can see, so Meta's chaffing away like a good one. You can see his chaff is getting low, and obviously the chaff is vital here to his survival, being that he is in a dolphin. I do love the fact this guy gets so angry about it. A dolphin with 2 small pink beam lasers. Yeah, is beating up your Corvette, and you're getting salty about it. Yeah, this guy's clearly, yeah, that squadron. That squadron is one that hasn't really been helping itself out with some of the behaviour of some of its commanders. But, well, you know, it's one of those things. It may be individuals in that squadron, I don't know, but they've had a few issues with a few people combat log, which, you know, is something they might want to get on top of, because it doesn't send out a good signal about your squadron, and I know they're quite new, so they may want to like deal with that issue or address it publicly. I don't know. You know, it's been a bit of an awkward situation, but on the whole, a lot of their guys have had fun pirating them in Maralanja, or I've had fun interactions with them. I had a good evening's entertainment fighting them one evening, and we chatted to them about their engineering, their builds, and all sorts of tips and tricks were given out. You know, and we robbed a few tons of cargo off them. I had other ships coming in to try and defend the people we were robbing. It was a fun evening's entertainment against Razzie, but they have had a couple of incidences where people have chosen to combat log rather than fight on. And like, if you're in a Corvette and you're calling the guy on the Dolphin a coward, it's kind of weird. It's kind of odd. Also, like, if Meta had crimes on, there would be police dropping in on this engagement. So clearly he hasn't. You know, it's a bit of an odd situation. So he obviously thinks something happened when something else happened instead. And because Meta recorded so much of the footage, you know, I don't have to take Meta's word for his version of the events, because it pretty much shows them here. It's very clear. Unfortunately for this guy, his version of events seems to be incorrect, and also if your version of events includes you logging on a Dolphin, it's also highly embarrassing. But as you can see, so Meta's moved away a little bit. He doesn't have to do a lot to do that, because he is a lot faster than this guy, and he's just simping some chaff. You know, basic reload on chaff. I know with the engineering he's got on the chaff that he has a lot of chaff, and it takes an awful lot to chew through and get through all that chaff, and with him simping it, you know, that's awkward as well. But as you can see, the guy's still in instance. Meta's just simping chaff. You know, it's all normal and fine. But I can understand why the guy thinks Meta's gone because he can't see him, but he should know that if you don't see a wake, the guy's still in instance. Maybe he's inexperienced, I don't know, but you should know that the person hasn't waked out unless you see a wake like that. That's a signal the person's waked out. So Meta goes back towards the guy, and like I said, the guy's jumped out. So Meta jumps after him, and remember, this is the guy that called Meta a coward. So let's see what else he said. And yeah, Meta explains that he boosted out range for chaff and he recorded the fight. I'm sure it'll wind up on YouTube, maybe upgrade your sensors. And then he says, plus you had to have backup, you can't kill me 1v1. And he's like, I never called backup, silly boy. And he says, you wouldn't get through my shields. I mean, Corvette, Dolphin, Corvette. Yeah, Meta will eventually go through your shields, but God, it would take a long time for 2 small beam lasers to go through your shields. However, as you can see, he's wanted. There's a dead NPC. Meta still hasn't got crimes on, so quite obviously this guy made a mistake, got himself wanted. The police turn up and he's blaming Meta for calling them. Yet he's the one wanted and Meta hasn't got crimes on. So this is a player having a very bad day, making a lot of mistakes and then blaming everyone else for it. Also calling the guy coming after him with no shields and 2 small hardpoints a coward, which is mildly amusing to hilarious, to be honest. It's just insane, like bizarre. I mean, like, it's pixels, it's a video game. It's not particularly brave fighting your pixels against someone else's pixels, but you know, if you're gonna scream at someone for being a coward, like, I wouldn't choose the guy, you know, that's having fun in a ship with 2 small hardpoints taking on the largest combat ship in the game. It's not the smartest move. I don't know whether Meta's being particularly brave here or just being particularly stubborn and stupid, but it's working. And like I say, it is kind of embarrassing for this guy. He has his version of events in his head, but the video footage seems to show a completely different version of events. So yeah, what can you do? The video evidence is very much against you. You didn't even bat an eyelid at the comments about you logging, so clearly you're aware that you logged, because you know, you don't say anything like I didn't log, I disconnected, it was a blue tunnel, blah blah blah. Nothing of that. You just carry on the attack and insulting someone. So yeah, ultimately it's always slightly cringe when the video footage doesn't back up what the person's saying. I've used all the footage the Meta recorded. Obviously with Meta recording via the Xbox, you know, he can only get a certain length of clip in, so he hasn't captured absolutely everything, but from what he has captured, it's clear to see he didn't jump out that first instance, this guy did, and in the second instance it's the police shooting in which Meta hasn't called in, Meta hasn't assisted with calling in. And if he didn't want to fight the Dolphin while dealing with the police, he could have low-waked up and dropped back down again, or just low-waked up. Nothing in here I think is mass-locking him. So yeah, mistakes were made, dumb decisions were made by this guy, and very silly accusations were thrown around afterwards. It's also really cringy and embarrassing that somebody fights on until they're like really badly hurt, then logs. That's kind of the most cringy and embarrassing sort of logger. Someone that will fight in PvP until they start losing, then they'll log. Guaranteeing that they're never going to lose, but they're quite happy for you to lose the fight. There used to be a lot of people like that in the community, and yeah, they weren't dealt with really charitably. They were very much ostracized for that sort of behavior. Yeah, it's the kind of the worst. Someone that engages in PvP and expects you to take the rebuy, but is not willing to take the rebuy themselves. It's just really low and scummy move. It is quite funny though. So he was basically saying you couldn't lower my shields, and yeah, Matt is just mocking him at this point. And yeah, it is funny because this guy goes on later to complain about Meta being a griefer and stuff like this, and it's like, you're choosing to have the fight, you're not being mass locked, you could jump away at any point. So, I mean, you're complaining about being griefed by a shieldless dolphin with 2 small hardpoints. It's a little cringy and embarrassing, to be honest. And yeah, Meta hasn't called in help. There are no hollows there. No other Dark Marauders were involved in this incident. You know, it's just NPC police, and he's wanted. So that's why the NPC police are attacking him. It's not through anything Meta's done, because Meta doesn't have crimes on. But this guy is just adamant and a bit peeved that he's losing this fight. And with the police's help, yeah, the Dolphin is managing to take out the Corvette, which is absolutely hilarious and really funny. It would take Meta a long time to get through the shields in a Corvette in his Dolphin, you know. But if this guy wants to fight another Corvette, or actually wants to take on a fight, I'll happily fight him anytime he wants. You know, I mean, I'm that confident that he'll lose. I'm not even worried about him being a logger, because normally I don't fight loggers because it's pointless. Because like I say, once they start losing, they'll pull the plug. But with this guy's ship, I'm pretty sure I can kill him before he could even pull the plug. I mean, it is pretty cringy. I mean, my Corvette could be sat in there for a long time against Meta's Dolphin, and the police, they would hardly do anything to me. But yeah, it is kind of funny. This whole situation is kind of funny for this guy to find himself in. The fact he had to hang around that long, that the Dolphin was able to wear him down in the first fight, and that he's, you know, really struggling against a few NPCs and a Dolphin in this fight. It's very cringy, very embarrassing. Anytime anyone ever logs on a Dolphin is just the worst. Yeah, it is awkward, because I had to bring you all the video, which even sped up is a long old bit of footage. But, you know, for evidence sake, and to show this guy exactly what happened, and that Meta did record a lot of it, and sorry, Meta hasn't waked out once or ran away once. The only person that's ran away is the Corvette, low waking on the first fight. Meta didn't call anyone to assist him. There's no hollows have appeared attacking you. No other players attacking you, just the Dolphin. All the other things are NPCs, which are shooting you because you're wanted, because you killed an NPC. It's just like all there in the video footage. It's all very clear, and all very cringy. It's hard to tell when he stops taking damage, because Meta's not actually doing that much damage. So, you know, and he does take quite a long time to disappear from the point at which it looks like he's stopped taking damage. But man, does he take a long time to disappear. I am genuinely embarrassed every time I see someone beat their ship back to the menu. It's so cringy, but at least it keeps Kevin Spacey going.
He's gone.
As to his final comments, the fact that he says you can't hide that other ships were there and gets abusive, just ridiculous. They were NPC police because you were wanted. Get a life. And as to the other comment, he, you know, I know you must be miserable, so you have to grief players to make yourself feel better. Why is it people always think the griefers are feeling miserable about their life or about anything? You're the one getting upset, you're the one that's shouting abuse. I would say that you're the one that seems to be upset in this situation, as you can see from Meta's very sarcastic answer, which is just beautiful. I love Meta Orange, he minds salt better than I do, and catching someone logging on a Dolphin, that is definitely a YouTube worthy video. That's all, thanks for watching.